Hey people, it's Sunday now. It's the 15th, and notice I've got my smile already because I think it's important to share with you folks that as much as I am aware of the emerging situation worldwide, I am not more anxious. I am calm and thankful, feeling blessed, same as every damn day. Taking the precautions. I don't really go out much today. I have to go out. You know, we're not on a lockdown. I see it coming everywhere, you know. This is I see both sides of it. I see I see for friends of mine and people I respect are raging against this idea of imposed social isolation, concerned that there are other agendas at work here, which there may be. I am not in control of any of this, and my concern is my safety, my health, and your safety and your health. So that's why I'm operating the way I'm operating. I'm not giving into anxiety. I'm not anxious, you know. But yesterday we get some shitty news. Let me see. I put it away because I only have one CD. We lost another important figure in the world of art, music, and thinking. Genesis P-Orridge, who originally came to my attention through the band Throbbing Gristle, went on to form Psychic TV, a very interesting, at times controversial figure, very much into gender freedom, way before it became trendy. I mean, it is a trend from my perspective. I may be wrong. Pandragine is the word I think he was using. And he was married, had a child, and when his wife died, he had breasts implanted and said something to the effect that he feels like he took on, she literally became part of him when she died inside. The big thing that I got from, here's one Psychic TV CD that I still have, because I sold all my stuff. The stuff is my Throbbing Gristle, industrial music, Psychic TV, that whole genre, that whole area of music and life as it emerged in the 70s. I was intrigued by it and drawn into it as I was discovering and learning about myself. Identifying early on as an outsider of society for a number of reasons, I've always been drawn to free thinkers and groups of who look like smart freaks. And I need to say that, smart. I've never been drawn to just mess, you know what I mean? Just madness and bullshit. Genesis P-Orridge and Psychic TV intrigued me. The idea of freedom of identity in all ways, including sexual, racial. It intrigued me and it attracted me. Excuse me. Besides the music. So I became a member of the Temple of Psychic Youth here in America. I still have my card. I have to go dig it up, but I was a member. And I was a contributor. They had fanzines and publications, and I wrote in some of them. And primarily what I was sharing was trying to share this experience of being a black outsider, a black person trying to be a part of this, what I thought was a movement. Anyway, that's part of my history with Genesis P-Orridge. He really did influence me directly. Also on my work, as you know, I do work with sound as well as music. And Throbbing Gristle was never musical. It's always been sound-based because they couldn't play. I used to have a big collection. I've only got a few left. Let's see what I got. So And the first time I saw their album, Second Annual Report, the one with the little girl on the front, that intrigued me. And it also frightened me because it was like I was introduced to that world as a kid through being abused myself and having that sort of those kind of publications were around in some of the musicians' houses that I was in when I was young. So like I said, musician's life is crazy. I've been around some really good people. I've been around some real scumbags, okay? But I needed to explore and understand what that meant to me as a person. And I did, through the music. So this is a reissue. It's not a first run, but this is the second annual report of Throbbing Gristle. And this is something I really can hardly listen to. It gets to a point here where they really dig the knife in with what it's like they really want to make you uncomfortable and think and confront some things. Hamburger Lady on here. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the name of that track, Hamburger Lady, okay? It was an ordeal to get through that when I first heard it. But what I'll say again and again is Genesis P-Orridge and what he was doing with Throbbing Gristle along with Chris Carter, Peter Christopherson, and Chris and Cozy Patty Tootie was a big learning experience for me. Funeral in Berlin. Unfortunately, I had some problems with my window here, and my records got water damaged, and my Throbbing Gristle records got water damaged. Here is the final report, right? When they got back together, the final report. Yeah, the final report. And my favorite, Heathen Earth. These are the ones that I kept. I used to have more. And I had Psychic TV live albums, but I didn't listen to them. I really didn't like them. Didn't. As I'm saying here, Genesis P-Orridge was someone who inspired me. Oh, what am I saying? See, I have to keep looking. 20 jazz funk greats. This is cool, actually. This is a good album. This is one of their most musical records. And of course, the cover was a commentary and a send up that worked beautifully. Sacrifice. See, I have to keep looking. I have all kinds of records. Good stuff. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah. So rest in peace. He had. I think, what was it, leukemia he came down with? He, she, they. See, I'm trying to be respectful. Okay? Rest in peace. Everybody hang on to your hats and stay cool. In my last video, someone asked me about Afrobeat. And I love my people and music, but Afrobeat is something that I'm not drawn to listen to a lot. I have Fela. I've got Kwame Nkrumah. I've got Prince Obe. I've got other people you've never heard of. I do have the music. I'm not interested in trying to dig it all up and show it to you right now. I'm not listening to it. There's some record out by some group where the word black is in it that is, I guess, Afrobeat oriented, and I think that's maybe what it's in reference to. I haven't really paid any attention to it because I'm not really that interested. The other thing is, I played in a reggae band with a boogaroo player. I always forget his name. He's a world-renowned master of the boogaroo, which is an African percussion instrument. He was friends with Fela and used to go and live with Fela on a regular basis in Africa. And I played music with this guy. I learned a lot about playing African as well as reggae rhythms correctly through Mane Badiane was one. I remember Mane. Mane's passed away. He was a world-famous master percussionist, and the other guy's name always escapes me. I need to write it down. But what I'm saying is I have direct connections to this music and direct experience. So it's not about whether or not I have the records. I have the experience within me. That will be just part of who I am. Stay safe, people, and mind your heads, because this is going to fuck people up mentally here pretty soon. This is just getting started as far as the effect of this pandemic. It's not going to be over next week, people. Hang on. Get your shit together.